The main thing we're going to talk about is how to build a $100 billion company.
Anybody can say, I'm going to teach you how to do X, Y, and Z, but wait, you haven't done it. And like, wait, you're getting ahead of yourself. And wait, you're nowhere near where you need to be for me to even consider listening to you.
You have to know how to market. If you don't market, then nobody's going to know about your business. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest or you have the best idea. If you don't market, nobody's going to pay attention to you. But when your business runs on systems and it doesn't need you, then your company goes up in value. That's when somebody, an investor, is going to come to you and offer you a nice check.
If you can't meal prep, you can't keep your house clean, you can't, and you're like, you don't have kids, then you have a hard reality waiting for you, because at the end of the day, you have to do whatever it takes.
Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples, and today we're gonna have the recap of Puerto Rico. We're all
and
sunburned. Miami. It was in Miami. It was Fort Lauderdale.
Oh yeah, whatever. I always get confused.
And Las Olas. We didn't actually go to Miami at all.
Florida.
And not only that, the main topic of this, the main thing we're gonna talk about is how to build a $100 billion company. So I have a lot of things I could share of what helped us do it. And not only that, we are now getting to that, billion-dollar company in a bit, pretty soon. I had great conversations with a bunch of billionaires, and it's our second day back, and we've been going hard already.
Yeah.
Like, I was excited to come back because there's so much to do and so many things to implement. Now, having said that, before I get started with all the things I want to share today, I want to do it a bit differently. And I want to jump in quickly to questions, Steph. So if you see any good questions, just get my attention, because I can't see you over there. It's reflecting. So
maybe just grab a chair and go right back.
Because I want to jump into the questions, because I want to start giving more of what our people want to hear.
Yeah.
Like what they want. Because what's valuable to me, like maybe getting to $1 billion, might not be what some of the viewers want to know. Like, how do I get to $250,000? How do I get to $500,000? So how do I get to 10 million? So I want to know what you guys want to know about building a business. So let's jump into the questions right away. How do you feel being back from Puerto Rico, Syl?
Honestly, I'm excited to be back because I personally have always loved my life, what I'm doing, regardless of what I was doing, because everything that I do, I give it everything that I have. Meaning, I always do my best. I'm not that person that you have to keep reminding or pushing. Like, I'm happy to be wherever I'm at, and when I'm not, I leave. It's very simple. So for me, being away for that many days, it was too long, honestly. And I actually did a great job of not working or taking certain calls. There were a few that are obviously very important to take, but also I think people realized that we kind of needed a little bit of a break. So I didn't get too many requests for me. So, but yeah, I'm happy to be back. I literally love my life, my routine, my food, my family, my bed, my work, my office, so for me, it's hard to be away for a very long time. I know it sounds weird, but when you build a life that you love and that you've worked so hard to be where it is right now at this moment in time, you just love it. You have to love it. If not, it's impossible to get there, and if you do get there and you don't love it, then maybe you're not doing the right thing. You're not being fulfilled by what you are doing. So now I'm super happy to be back. I literally learned so much this vacation, and being in Fort Lauderdale, like he said, I always think everything's Miami because, we always go to Miami. So I forget that it's actually Florida. So Florida, Miami, Florida, Miami, Florida. Yeah, Fort Lauderdale. So I know it's crazy, but it doesn't matter at what level you are, whether you're a kid getting started, whether you're 12, 13, 15, 20, 100, it doesn't matter. It's like irrelevant. There's information all around you, and if you take the time to pay attention to things, you'd be blown away by the actual things that you capture. And we all listen to different things. But for example, for me, something like huge. I mean, I always know that kids are always paying attention, but Bobby Castro's brother said something that really kind of like stayed with me, which actually has me thinking about literally everything that I say and everything that I do around my kids, which I always have, but now I'm going to be a lot more cautious because I don't know if you remember this. He said that your kids up until the age of 7, they hear, listen to everything, which I already knew that, but I didn't know that. Like, for example, if up until they're 7, everything they intake and put and record in their mind, that's how they basically set their standards for their life. Those first 7 years, meaning how you should be treated, how you should be talked to, what's okay, what's not okay. It was like crazy. And the way that he explained it, I literally can't even explain it in that way, but I completely understand exactly what he meant. It basically sets the standard for the rest of your life, which is absolutely crazy. You know, like, to me, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even think about that. It's crazy. But that was my biggest takeaway, aside from all kinds of other things that I'll let Albert get into. I don't want to get too deep into that, but
Well, I mean, we want to know what you guys want to ask,
Yeah.
so we want to help you guys. But like, speaking of Eric is Bobby Castro's brother.
He's
He's
amazing.
still he's still an owner of the company of BHG, and that company is a company that Bobby exited for $1 billion, meaning he sold his part for $1 billion worth. So he was a big percentage owner, and he got a big chunk of it. Now the company's not worth $1 billion anymore. It's worth more, closer to $4 billion.
it's crazy.
So it's worth, $4 billion-ish, and the brother is still, a big time owner of the company.
Yeah.
So the brother is, he's pretty well off. He's doing very well, and I learned so many things. Like, for example, the brother, like, he doesn't just go and buys a Ferrari. He gets the best deal on a Ferrari.
Yeah.
So he'll go there and he'll negotiate. He'll bring it down. He'll shop somewhere else.
It takes his time.
And that's the way he does things. And for him, like, he could have like, fuck, I don't know, like maybe 1 million Ferraris.
I don't know about that, but yeah, a lot of Ferraris.
So he's very, very well off, and he's the most, humble dude. I got his cell phone. He's my buddy now. He is gonna come for the September event for Driven, so I'm very excited about that. And it's just really exciting. So my main point, of going on this trip, like for Syl and for our girls, hopefully, like, they don't take it personal, but we wanted to make it a point to spend time with our girls, us together. We spend no time together. Like I wasn't, like, we were in the same room, in the same places, but Syl was doing her thing and I was doing my thing. We were there more to create relationships.
Well, he's talking about, because it was two different.
So, like,
we flew to different places.
We took our parents. I took my parents. She took her grandma. Took my brother. And we spoiled them.
Yeah.
Like, we got them like incredible. Like I'm talking about rooms that are minimum $7,000 a night.
Yeah.
And they had their room. We had our own room.
Mm-hmm.
We were there. I was constantly working out because I wake up early and I do my thing. Same morning routine. I still do it during vacation, except I pop a bottle of champagne with it. And I was doing that. I told Syl, hey, look, if you can't control your alcohol and you're going to feel bad the next morning and you're going to do things maybe that you're not going to be too happy about in the night, then you stop. But you know what? I didn't come here and paid all this money a night for a room. We didn't fly private and do all these things that we did so that I could wake up and drink water and vegetables. Like, I didn't go to Puerto Rico, stay at Dorado Beach, pay $7,000 a night to eat vegetables in the morning and drink water. I didn't. I went there to pop a bottle every morning and do it for every day that we're there. Yeah. Now, after that, and while in Puerto Rico, we did a lot of things. We took, a lot of our top people from Driven that attend Driven events, some of my coaching guys and girls, they flew in there to Dorado Beach and they stayed there with us. So when you think about like, man, you know, I don't want to spend money on this guy. I don't want to spend money on that mentor. I want to just pick their brain and take him to have some coffee or go to dinner or invite him for lunch. We don't need invitations for lunches or coffees, or you know, like I don't even like coffee. I don't drink coffee, so you would lose me right there. So a lot of these guys and girls that are part of my coaching program, they've invested, you know, 25 grand, 50 grand in me minimum, and these are people that became friends, just like I became friends with a lot of my mentors. So I told them, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go there, and yes, I want to really spend a lot of time with my family, which I did. But I didn't spend any time with Syl. Like we had no dates by ourselves. All our dates were with our coaching people, our friends, and our family. Like we just squeezed everything in.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn, like, hey, you know what? How do I spend time with Albert, have a vacation with him, and drink with him and swim with him? We rented a super nice yacht.
Yeah.
Went to another island. All my friends and, you know, people that invested in me and then they became friends. They were all there. So if you want to know, like, how do I do that? How do I make friends with an Albert? Or how did Albert make friends with all these other big people?
Yeah.
Because I invested in them first. I didn't approach them and ask for something. I didn't say, Bobby, can I have something? Hey, Pat, can I have something? I didn't do that. Hey, Ed, can I have something? No. I approached them. What can I do for you? How can I give you guys value? Can I pay you $100,000? Like I invested in them. When's your event? I want the front row seat. Like that's how I invested in them. And then I got they started respecting me. I earned their trust. I earned their friendship. And then we became friends. So that's what happened. We had a great time. And like I said, it was not just Dorado Beach drinking and relaxing and spending time with the family. Many times, like, you know, we were there working. Like I was there working 50%. And then when we went to Fort Lauderdale, most amazing time. And when I went to Fort Lauderdale on our way back, like we flew to Puerto Rico straight. We didn't have a one of those connecting flights. Well, like we flew private from LA all the way from Van Nuys actually all the way to San Juan. It was a 6-hour flight. We're used to spending a full day flying over there.
Yeah.
Because you have to fly to like New York, then you have a 3-hour connection, then you fly all the way down to San Juan. We travel red eye. Then the flight gets delayed. Then they spend an hour having you put a mask on and waiting in line. And then when you go in, you could take the mask off to drink. It's just stupid shit. So we avoided all that. Flew all straight to Puerto Rico. We saved time. Time is more important than money. Yeah. Then we flew again private to Fort Lauderdale, and we spent the whole weekend with the Castros. But when we stopped in Fort Lauderdale. I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew Patrick was there. I already knew I was going to meet with Pat. We'll spend some time, catch up. Him and Mario, and I met I went to his new office. Patrick met David. I already knew that I was going to spend so much time with Bobby talking about billion-dollar ideas. I knew I was going to get closer and closer to him. I knew I was going to get very close to him this time. And we're going to just create a bigger partnership, which ended up happening. I casted a vision, it happened. Yeah. I also knew that I was going to become friends and close with his brother, Eric. I have his cell phone now. We talk, we communicate. Yeah. And now he's going to come here in September. I already knew that another guy that has another business, you know, that's worth, you know, a lot of millions, not 10, not 20, not 30, not 50, not 70 million, but more. His name is Marcos. I knew I was going to make him my friend. I knew I was going to go to his house and work out with him. It happened. And many more things. So remember that you really are the average of your 5 closest people. Yeah. Why do you guys think that my 5 closest people are mostly all billionaires? Because I'm going to become a billionaire in the next 2 years. So everything that I did. Did I get fucked up every day? Did I get fucked up every day? Yes, but with billionaires. Who are you getting fucked up with? Pick who do you get fucked up with? And that's going to tell you why you are not where you are. If you're getting fucked up with losers, you're going to become a loser. I was getting fucked up with billionaires. So that's probably one of the biggest takeaways.
You know, being, and it's also very refreshing to know that very, very successful people also like to party. So that was cool, but I was like done. I was like half dead, no more, like too much sun, too much, I don't know. It was insane. So I met a lot of great women, you know, very powerful people. And to me, it's very exciting. It's always been super exciting because I'm, again, always paying attention. It could be people think I'm not listening and I heard you and you're like a mile away. Literally. Like that's how
That's
much.
how you always used to catch me when I was talking to other
Yeah,
girls.
that's how I'm always like I'm in here and I can hear my dog in the garage. I can literally hear my daughters. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know what it is. But I'm always paying attention. Like I'm always paying attention to everything. And to me it's always been so refreshing to like bump shoulders and touch people that are way more successful than me. Why? Because one day I know that I will be very successful, way more than now. And I've always known and believed that, but I've always worked for that. Because, you know, everybody wants success, but nobody wants to work for it. People are like, oh, entrepreneur. And I'm like, no. Like Bobby Castro said, he posted a video. He's like, entrepreneur is 24/7. You know how he gets like all passionate and stuff? And it's so true because so many people call themselves that, yet you leave or you work for 3 hours and then you go watch TV all day. And that's just not what it's about, you know? So important to know that. And again, it doesn't make you bad to be that, but just always know that you can change whatever route you're on to be on a better route, to get better information, to hang out with smarter people, to be able to build relationships with people that you definitely want to be with. Because like he said, hang out with 5 successful people, you're going to be the 6th. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. And successful people don't hang out with people that aren't. It's just a fact. You know, and again, that could be in so many different ways because you don't have to be super, uber rich, but you should still have enough to be happy, well off, good to go
Isn't it
for the
weird
future.
that all these 5 people that I'm talking about, they all fly private?
Yeah. Well, flying commercials
So
are a pain in the
so
ass.
so like I never thought about that. I just knew that I needed to skip like first I needed to do first class only because I need to have my big seat with only 2 people sitting, not 3 of them. Like I can't imagine how people that are like
All the
six
way in the back.
three and weigh a lot of pounds. How do they sit 3 at a time? Because it was painful. Now when we moved to first class, then they said first class is not cutting it anymore. Now we have to have the bed.
Yeah.
So we started getting the bed, and then it was just like
Our daughter, it's crazy.
yeah. So then when I started hanging out with these guys, I started noticing like they always fly private, and I'm like, well, it's kind of expensive. Like it's expensive to own your own jet, to put your jet to like
Yeah.
to hold it, the expenses that
Yeah.
it takes to do it. And if you want to fly, if you want to charter, it's very expensive. It's not like it's not a little bit more expensive. It's like 10 times more expensive than the first upgraded whatever super class. So what I mean about this is I learned that all these people, billionaires, they don't worry about money. They focus on time. Time is more important than money. If you could save time, it's gonna be way more important
Yeah.
than the money. And it was amazing. It was amazing. But I want to hear from you guys. If you guys have some questions, I want to take on the questions and just try to maybe answer 10 questions if we have enough time. Go through them fast, process them, see how I could help you. And another thing that I want to mention is one last thing before we get to the question. Like on the trip, we invited like one of our top guys in the company.
Yeah.
Top guys in the company. So like that's what we do. Like we love sharing our success with our people.
Good people,
But you
though.
know
Good
what?
people.
You have to be, first of all, you have to earn it. You have to earn it with numbers. It's not about favoritism. We're not gonna take whoever we like to hang out and have fun with. It's like who's earning it, who's giving value to the company, who's bringing in numbers, who's helping, who's promoting the company, who's promoting the company name, who is being like loyal. Those people, and then good people that fit our core values. You got to be ethical. You have to have loyalty. You have to have work ethic. You have to have a good attitude all the time. So all of those things, they get rewarded, and
Actions speak
it's what
way
it's all
louder
about.
than words.
You gotta
I'll tell you that
share your
much.
success with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who's the first question?
First question is from Veronica Regosa.
Veronica Reigosa.
Hi guys, how are you?
Hi, how
Hi,
are
very
you?
good.
Very nice to meet you guys.
Hi.
I've been following you guys for some time now.
You're so nice. Hi.
So thanks for letting me ask a question. So my question is about vacation. So since you guys just came back from vacation, right now I'm trying to build a business as well. When is it a good time to like a good time to go on vacations? Like I guess my question is, did you guys reward yourselves with vacations when you're building your business, or are you now like rewarding yourself with vacations?
Well, you have to really deserve your vacation. Like there was a point where in the beginning, and I'll let you answer this
Yeah.
for the most part, but in the beginning, when we used to be, we used to be solopreneurs. We used to think we were, an entrepreneur because we opened up our company, but we had no employees. We had, it wasn't a real business. It was we just got a license.
Our
and
production.
we worked from home, and we thought we had a business. That's not a business. We were solopreneurs. And what we were doing is we were taking like 6 trips a year. Remember, we would go, and we were so excited and so proud of it. Like, oh, we're going to Hawaii. But we were traveling coach. We were staying in a cheap room. We were staying in those.
Not that cheap.
Yeah, we were. Cheap room, yeah. Cheap room. And we were also staying in places that, all-inclusive places where they cover your alcohol, cheap alcohol, by the way. They don't give you 1942. They don't give you Dom Perignon or none of that. So we were pretty much taking 5 cheap vacations and always thinking about saving. And they weren't really, we had fun, but it was only me and you. So that kept us from growing. It was just like, and then I met a mentor, and he said, why are you taking vacations?
So many.
So then he said, instead of taking those vacations, build a real business, hire employees. I'm not talking about employees you hire and then you're paying cash, check, you're paying them 1099. Like you don't pay employees 1099. When you have a real business, you get the correct, you have compliance on check. You pay employees W-2, you have your payroll, you do it the right way, because if you really want to build a big business that one day you could sell, everything has to be compliant. It's not like okay, if you're an employee, it's not 1099. It's if you're an employee, it's W-2. Your independent sales agents, you could pay them. Independent contractors, you could pay them. Those are 1099. Those are not. So you got to know like a lot of things about business, and then you start learning as you grow.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a CFO. Oh, you need a senior controller. Oh, you also need a president. You need a COO, chief operating officer, and then the CEO's obviously there. So there's a lot of components. So then we started saying like, why do we take vacations? And there were like a couple of years where we just completely like stopped the vacations. I think a couple of years we just didn't take a vacation.
Yeah.
I think one of our only vacation was driving to San Diego or Santa Barbara. I don't know what we did, but we were just so focused on building the business. Instead of wasting time, more important than money, let's start hiring people. And then as you grow, you learn like, whoa, I made a mistake hiring this person. And then you keep that person for a lot of years. When you should fire that person after year 1 or 2 but you don't have the experience. So we've been through so many ups and downs and learned so many valuable lessons that's what we want to help with you guys. Yeah. But yeah, until you really earn your vacation, you should take it. And then when you take a vacation, take it on a Thursday and come back on Sunday or Monday, so that the weekend gets used. Don't go on a vacation Monday through Friday, because those days are critical to any business that.
Well, I mean, to add to what he's saying, I think it depends on your business. Only you would know. So I'll tell you how it worked for him and I. Yes, we took a lot of vacations, but at the same time, it's like we were just growing, and we did deserve them because we worked our asses off. And when I say we worked our asses off, I mean from the minute we woke up. But it was just him and I, no kids, no nothing, till the minute we went to bed, okay? And what we did was wake up, get on a routine, work out, no matter what. If we were hungover, if we had too much fun the night before, it didn't matter. So I'm not gonna lie to you, there was a time in our life, we were super young though, where we did party a lot, but work was always our number 1 priority. What does that mean? That means that if we had to go be somewhere for work and not go to an event or something, or go to a gathering, we would do that for 100%. Now, vacations, I think, we kind of like learned, but I agree with him. You have to just really know. Like, don't get excited if you make like 10 grand in a month, because that's like, it's not even going to be enough for the vacation. So you have to know when to go and when you really deserve it. But also, is it a good time? Because if you're doing really good, you don't want to lose your momentum to where you leave for a few days. Then you come back and you got to start all over again. So it just depends on what level your business is at. Just remember, get up, show up every single day, no matter how you feel. There are going to be times where you don't feel your best. especially like around weird times. But it's just life, you just gotta be happy wherever you are, and just know that you gotta keep improving. And like he said, I don't know what type of business, but if somebody's not working out, you'll get the red flags. But when you're just so naive and so nice and, oh, I could fix the person, dude, then you will literally have the worst employee of your life for a really long time that you can't even get rid of, because you don't know how to get rid of this person because they've been there through everything. Does that make sense? Like, and a lot of the things that happened was because of them. It's like, it's super scary, but look, if you have your paperwork, everything's in line, clock in, clock out, payroll, everything is good. You write the person up, and then you just you fire them like as fast as possible. Because the first time you think about firing somebody, you probably should have. Because, if you're a nice person, you'll be like, no, they can change. They're not bad. They didn't mean to do that. When in all honesty, people are not stupid. They know what they're doing. Like, let's be real. You don't have to
Yeah,
be
but
so
don't
smart.
take any vacations. Skip the vacations and build your business until you have a solid top level executive team that's gonna keep your business running.
Well, that
while
could take
you're
a lot
out.
of years.
It could take a lot of years. So maybe you shouldn't. From based on our experience and what I've learned, my mistakes is don't take those vacations. Those little trips that I took cost us at least 2 years of taking longer. So if we wouldn't have taken those little trips, we would have taken bigger trips sooner.
So if you
And
can leave and your business still generates money and you're good, then you could take off for a few days, but also like don't overdo it. And if you really think about it, how many days do you really need to disconnect and have a good time and drink whatever, eat whatever? It doesn't feel good after like you get what I'm saying? So it just depends. It depends.
And then also what's gonna help you make better decisions is gonna be having a mentor. Like having a mentor, you're paying
Reading books.
you're paying for time. So like if when you hire a mentor that's where you want to be, you are paying them. And most people that are small thinkers, or they just don't know any better, they think, wow, I gotta pay him that much. But you're cutting time.
Yeah.
Time's more important. It could save you a year or 2 years or maybe 5 years by paying them for that information. So what the mentor is gonna inspect your business, because I don't know your business. I don't know like from A to Z about your business. But if I knew from A to Z, I could tell you, you know what? Take this trip. Go on a Friday, but come back Sunday. 3 days is enough to get fucked up. Or if you don't drink, to lay in the
Eat
beach
whatever you want.
and eat everything you want, buffet, whatever you want. But I don't know everything about your business. But
So
based
hard.
on just general, is I would say maybe if you could skip the trips, and build that business, and then when you have something, when you have something to celebrate, then go celebrate and take that trip. So hope that helps.
Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. So cute.
Do we have the next one?
Perfect. We have a question from Alondra.
Alondra.
I see Alpha right there.
Yeah, that guy's focused on building a billion-dollar empire.
I know.
It is future billionaire right there.
Yes, hi, sorry.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm very happy to finally talk to y'all. I actually discovered y'all because of my husband. He watches your YouTube videos.
How cute.
So that's why I started. But yeah, my question is, me and him are a young couple. I'm 23, he's 24.
Okay.
We're just basically just getting started in life. We just had a baby. He's about to be a year old in April. But right now, what we want to do is start a company, start something.
Okay.
But we are literally starting like at zero. What advice could you give us to help us out? Like do's and don'ts?
Well, you have a baby, so it'll be a little bit more challenging, because I tell you, because I have my kids, it's never impossible, because I know a lot of people that's been they wouldn't be successful if it wasn't for their kids. Now, what do you do like for a living, or?
So currently, because of COVID, he was born and whatever, and I was struggling to get a job. So right now I'm unemployed.
Okay.
But he he's working. He works in like roofing type of thing.
Okay.
But we what we want to do is get out of that, like stereotypical, Hispanic Mexican jobs,
Got it.
contractor. We don't want to do that.
Got
We
it.
want something else, something where we don't need to, like, beat our ass so much,
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you know what? I have the perfect answer
yeah.
for you. I'll go. Like what Sil said, it's not harder. It's actually easier when you have kids. I wish I would have had kids like when I was 21. I would have been a billionaire by 25.
He
But
doesn't take care of him.
before I go into this, everybody on Instagram, Steph, if you guys want to continue watching this, we're gonna save the whatever we have so far. Text that number so you get the private link, and then you guys can hop on through that private link to continue here on the Zoom video. So Alpha is going on his fifth baby. Every time he has a baby, he has like a couple more million.
Yeah.
So
It's a little more
it-
challenging, like the
what-
planning,
you
the
need
things.
challenges, you need pressure because
Agreed.
when you have
Agreed.
that, it forces you to come up with things. It forces you to think bigger. It forces you to do things faster.
Yeah.
It forces you to like multitask and do a bunch of things like it's just crazy. Like when we had no babies, we were broke. We were broke,
We're
and
partying,
and we
working
were
party,
limited.
working party.
See, because we had time to party and have those 5, 6 vacations.
Yeah.
Now, when we had kids, we didn't have time to go 5, 6 vacations to go party. Now we made time to okay. Now we have to stop taking those vacations, hire a nanny that travels with us, and we go on trips to meet relationships.
Yeah.
We go on trips to go with Bobby Castro.
Yeah.
We go on trips to meet all the other mentors that I've had. So and then you get ideas, and then they're like, okay, start this business. But the biggest thing you could do right now is go for it. So whatever you want to do, go for it. I was doing mortgages, so that's the business that I decided to go after. It's my vehicle, but you could have any vehicle. For Alpha Slice, he has a different vehicle. He teaches people. He teaches people. He has his programs virtually, and he's a great marketer. So you find your vehicle. Some people like Patrick Bet-David, his vehicle is insurance industry. So he does insurances. So whatever you have practice or you have a passion for or you know about, go use that, and any business is going to do good. But you have to know about it, and if you don't know about something yet, maybe study and pick something and go for it. But you just have to go all in. Like you're young right now, nothing's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
You might fail. You might, you're not going to be the first one that failed and was young and had a 1-year-old. You just have to go for it, because if you never go for it, and then you have family or friends that are telling you, oh, you have a 1-year-old, so it's okay. You got to take it easy, and it's going to be hard. That's the wrong advice to give people. You need to go for it. I wish I would have had kids when I was 21.
But to find your passion, because it's kind of hard, it's up in the air. There's so many things you could do. Just remember, whatever you choose, whatever you actually love to do, and if you don't know, do a little bit of searching. Have conversations with your partner, and just whatever you do, be the best at it. That's where people lack. They want to half-ass everything. Half-ass everything. Dude, if you're going to be a roofer, be the best roofer.
Maybe start a roofing company.
They don't want to, but you could always hire people to do it. If he already knows how to do it, you don't have to be the one roofing up there. You're the one directing the project,
exactly. Well,
advertising. You get what I'm
But
saying?
that's what you do when you start a business. You hire people to do it.
Exactly. So just whatever it is that you guys are going to do, obviously talk about it, because literally you can do so many things. Everything.
I'll give you an example.
Actually, like, thanks to y'all, we started watching y'all because of the whole real estate videos. So that's what we're leaning towards. That's what we want to do. And that's why we're saving up, now, because, oh my God, we used to be so bad. We used to spend when we really didn't need to. But thankfully now we've gotten to the habit of, reading,
Good for you.
books
Good for
that
you.
help us and that are basically about, building relationships with other people, learning how to, not spend money just on whatever. And it's just really has changed our mind. because
Good.
we honestly we were ignorant back then, but then baby came and it was a whole different story. But yes, we are really interested in doing the whole real estate. We're looking into buying the units, seeing what we could do with the units. So that's why we've been kind of, leaning more towards that.
Okay, I mean, just again, look into it, see if that's
Yeah.
really what you want to do, and be the
Hmm.
best at it because nothing is easy. It'll take a little bit, it'll take a few
Oh yeah.
years, learning, experiences. Experience, you can't buy it, so you have to make sure that you go all in. Go
Hmm.
all in every single day, no matter how you feel, no matter what's going on, and know that you can research, like you just said. There's so many things you can do. Just be a little patient and work really, really hard. It's not going to be any easier than roofing, let me tell you that.
Yeah,
Trust
of
me.
course, I know.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you
if you
so
need
much,
anything,
guys.
just
I really appreciate
you're
it.
welcome. Send us a DM if you need like more advice. But just
Oh, I
find what
will.
you
Thank you
love.
so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and also to add a little bit before we go to the next question, Steph. One of my really close friends, Roman. He started when he was young. He was a pool guy.
Oh yeah.
So he was a pool. He was not a. He didn't own a pool business. He was the actual pool guy. He was the one that like the employee that was cleaning the pools and scraping and scrubbing, like scrape, scrape, scrape. And then he now became he became a developer. He has his GC license. So he does everything. He builds homes from scratch here in Bel Air
He's
and
amazing.
Beverly Hills and Truesdale States and all these areas. And now he's making a lot of money. But he started as the pool guy. But then he learned the business. He had experience in it, and then he opened up his own. And he started having. Now he has all these employees
Yeah.
that do the work. So he
Yeah.
doesn't scrape, scrape, scrape anymore. Now he just has other people scraping, and he's the one that runs the business. But that's how you start. Like look at Alpha Slice. He used to sleep in the floor 3 years ago. Now he's driving
crazy.
Lambos and Ferraris and
Hey, Alpha
being one of the
Slice.
celebrities over there in Miami. But yeah, it starts somewhere. So you just got to start right now. And hey, it's not gonna be super easy, and you're gonna work 2 hours a day, and you're gonna become a millionaire in the beginning. The beginning is gonna be tough, but then once you get better, things are gonna become easier. You're gonna be able to do more things faster. You're gonna be able to process issues faster. So all of that stuff gets better. But you need to do it so you get the experience. If you don't do it now, then you're not gonna get experience. And a lot of people wait till it's too late
Yeah.
to start doing it, and then they get experience when they're 50 and 60, and then before you know it, they're 80, and then they can't even walk anymore.
100%. 100%. Hope that helps.
No, that really did. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. Like
Okay.
honestly, y'all have been an inspiration since about 4 months ago since I discovered y'all to sing.
Oh, thank you.
But
You're
thank
too
you so
sweet.
much. I love what y'all do and keep on doing it.
Thank you.
Y'all
Thank
really
you.
do help lives.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
She's
Appreciate
so
appreciate
sweet.
that, man. And Steph, so before we go to this question, something really important that maybe you'll remind me or we have time, but Alf, I wanna share this. Every one of my biggest things that I got from my whole trip, like I spent time with Patrick. I spent a lot of time with Bobby. I spent a lot of time with Eric, his brother. I spent a lot of time with Marcos, the other guy that I mentioned, and many more people that were there that are really successful, and they're top level executives of their company. So one thing that I'm clear, and I'm executing on it. Like maybe in the next, pretty soon I'm making a huge announcement that's gonna change the value of our company. So just think about it. I'll give you a little hint, but remember that a lot of all companies that become billion-dollar companies. Have you guys noticed that the little logos change, the company names change? Like our company went from the mortgage guy to the mortgage guys. So
You have to rebrand
every
once in a
5 or
while.
10 years, you gotta evolve.
Transform, yeah.
You gotta evolve. So expect some huge. A couple huge announcements from me in the next, very very few days. I don't know. But what's the next question?
The Gandara sisters.
I see Jerry.
Gandara sisters. Gondaros. Did I say it right? Gondaros?
Hi.
Hey, how are you? I remember you girls.
How's it going?
How are you guys?
Good.
Amazing.
So we were gonna ask, what advice can you give us kids about business marketing? Because you see, you guys advertise with your cars and things like that, and we're trying to put ourselves out there. So we want to learn a little bit more on advice that you guys are able to give us to put ourselves out there and about marketing.
How old are you girls?
12, they told us last time.
PH9?
12
9.5.
and
10.
Remind me of your age.
12 and 10. 12 and 10.
Okay, 12 and 10?
Mm-hmm. You remember our friends
12
from last time, right?
and 10.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, it's because Syl, like, she talks and then she doesn't let me hear the
No,
person
it's
talking.
blocking.
Yeah, it was kind of like
Buffering.
but yeah, maybe. So, what I would do is I would study Ryan's World. What's that girl's name that we saw
With
in
the
the
blonde
restaurant?
hair. I forget her name. The slime girl? Italia would know.
Yeah. So like these young young entrepreneurs that are there creating businesses out of YouTube and making so much money. I think Ryan World makes like 30 million a year. This girl, I think she's 12 or 13 or 14, something like that.
Yeah.
She's a big YouTuber making a lot of money.
It's a blonde girl with slime, and they sell her stuff at Target. I forget her name.
Yeah. So you don't need a Ferrari. I don't think you could drive yet, anyways. But you don't need to have a Ferrari to get attention. You need to find a way to get attention. You know, like people get attention in different ways. And you got to find what's going to be your Ferrari. So a book that you need to read immediately is Blue Ocean Strategy. I don't know if you girls have read that book, Blue Ocean Strategy. Have you read that book?
I think they're too little, babe, to read that book. Grown-ups don't read that book.
So we learned a lot and everything about that.
Okay. So I would study Blue Ocean Strategy because that book is what?
They're like little.
It doesn't matter. Patrick's son is 7 and
yeah.
he reads principles.
Yeah,
So-
he does. He does.
So quit making it okay for people not to be billionaires at 15.
Okay, read the book.
Yeah, so read the book. Please, you're being a little bit negative today.
I'm not being negative.
Yeah, you are.
It's
So it does. Patrick's kid reads principles
Okay, babe, okay.
at 7 years old.
Hopefully you guys are great readers.
So you will understand it. And if you don't understand it, stop and look up words in the dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Ask somebody else that might maybe have more experience and know more of the topic, whatever. But just ask your parents for help. But that book, look, I'll give you what it means. What it's all about is think about the circus. When I used to be your age, they used to take me to the circus. And I used to go to circuses, and the tickets used to be no more than $20. And I remember my parents were like, man, so much money. And we used to go to the circus, and it was just clowns with those balls, and they would just throw them around like that. And then I learned how to do that. And I used to go see the clowns, and I remember that other circuses, I went to different circuses, they were all the same. All of them had clowns just doing this circle thing. And I paid attention to that, and I noticed these clowns, there's nothing special about these circuses. They're just who has the best clown. And they would fight for the best clown. So then this book explains how Circus Soleil evolved. I don't know if you remember Blockbuster. Blockbuster used to be out when I was your age. And they died because they didn't evolve. They didn't use technology. So they refused to do it, and they went out of business. So these circuses, they started, Circus Soleil evolved, and then they created an experience. And they started doing something innovating, which I like to call innovating campaign. So they created something innovating that wasn't available elsewhere. So now when people think about circuses, let's go to Circus Soleil. Why? Because it's fun for the kids. It's fun for the parents. They have bars, music, lighting, dining. So you go there and you get everything. And now guess what? Tickets are not $20 anymore. Now they're $300. But you get all that, and now they're making a lot of money. And you need to evolve, but you need to find what is going to be an experience or an idea that 10 and 12-year-olds are not doing right now. How can you be the next Ryan's World? How can you be the next, I can't think of it, the slime girl. I don't know her name.
I don't know her name.
Do you know the name of the slime girl?
I forget her name. She's really famous.
Does that make sense though? You got to create something that's going to get attention.
Because we see that educational videos, there's a lot of competition, especially with that. So especially with us, we try to stand out. We put our logo in our parents' car on the outside. So we try to do that, and we try to talk to people, go to their posts, share positive feedback and things like that, to get kind of like our name out there, to learn more, to see what are people what are their interests, and try to create that to guide them and to show them our channel, so then they could come to us, even though there's many, because the competition is very, very high, especially with educational now these days.
Exactly. When Ryan started, he was probably one of the only very few, so that's how they got so huge. And then a lot of people came into that market. But again, just keep doing your thing, keep getting smarter, keep getting information, read the book that he recommended, and let us know how it goes.
Yeah, definitely. We read those books.
If you get stuck on it, just send me a DM and tell me where you get stuck on it, and I'll help you.
Okay, yeah, because we do read a lot of those books, and thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Alfred. Thanks, Syl.
You're welcome. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
They're super cute.
Let's go to Gabriel Perez.
Gabriel Perez.
Turn on camera.
Turn on camera, Gabriel Perez. And look, guys, if you guys want to have a business that is gonna do well, you need speed. And it needs to be hassle-free. Speed and hassle-free. So when you find how to make it hassle-free and speed, it's going to be a good business, because speed is one of the most valuable things. Time.
Urgency is important.
When you have a business that's complicated for clients, you're going to lose clients. If it's slow, people are going to go to a faster company.
Yeah, that's very true. Like Amazon.
And
hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
How's it going?
I'm good. So, hey, thanks for putting this on. I just started following you guys maybe about a month or so.
Nice to meet you.
So, kind of going through everything and just catching up with you guys and your strategies and your mindsets and things of that nature. So, one thing that you're talking about, Albert Laws, right now is scaling and growing your business and taking it to the next level. Obviously, you didn't start there. So my question is, from when you started to how did you know how to find the opportunities to scale? What were maybe some of the external factors that were going on at that time when you're scaling your business? And then also, what were maybe some of the mind thing or I guess the mindset that you had while you're trying to scale? Because obviously, going from $1 million company to a $10 million company to now 50 or 100. Ongoing, what was some of the things going on at the time, and then what were some things that you were working on personally to make sure that you could execute at that level?
You know what? It's one answer, one word: mentors. Like you gotta get the right mentors, because they're gonna give you the right information. Like, don't get advice from mom and dad about business, because they're probably not the best mentors for business. They're gonna be the maybe for the most of us, people that love us and want to protect us. But loving us and protecting us is not going to help us with the business or for real estate investing or things like that. So I like to get my information from the best of that topic or industry that I'm learning. Taxes. I don't do TurboTax. I don't go to H&R Block. I go to the best tax person. But of course, remember that in the beginning, you got to start where you're at. So when you are limited and you don't have a lot of funds to afford a mentor that's going to be expensive, pricey, you're going to start by reading books. So when I was really broke, I started reading a book a week. So every week I would read a new book. And I would read the book, audiobook. I would try to do audiobooks, but sometimes books weren't on audio. So I needed to get the book. I needed to read it. I would read 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, whatever it took, like 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours. I would fall asleep with the book, like reading it with my flashlight. And I would read a book, and sometimes I would read bad books. I mean, most of the time I would read bad books, but every 10 or 15 books, I would run into a book that made a change in my life. That gave me $1 million idea. And one day I'm driving and I read this book. And then this book changed my life. And I started, and I'm going to implement this. And then 10, 15 books later, I find another book. And then I start learning. Then I start with that information from these proven winners. I start doing better and making more money. Then I'm like, okay, now I want to go to this event. I want to sit in the front. Then I want to meet this person. I wanted him to be my mentor. And then I pay him because I could afford him. Because it's all about information and relationships. When you have the right relationships, they're going to connect you to another relationship that's going to help you scale. So now I'm at a point where now I have people like Bobby Castro, Rob Luna, who are, they're more than best friends. They're like mentors. I'm not mentors also, of course, but partners. Now we're creating businesses together, and they're helping me with my business. So it's like I can't talk about too much about that, but we're building something together, something very big, and that is not where I started. I started by reading little books, one book a week, and making mistakes, trial and error, and then you start growing. And remember, a mentor that took you to 1 million is not going to be the same mentor that's going to help you start a business and get to 10 million or 20 million. And it's not going to be the mentor that's going to take you to 1 billion. So you always have to keep upgrading your mentors, upgrading your information, upgrading your tax person, upgrading like your relationships, upgrading your friends, upgrading everything. And if you have to upgrade your wife, upgrade your husband. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's very true. 100%. 1,000%.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for the candid feedback. That was really good. Thank you.
But brother, come to one of the Driven events. Go on Driven Academy. There's a lot of, you could actually watch all the Driven events on the Driven Academy. So we have the Driven Bootcamp, all the Driven Bootcamps and Driven events. And what I like to do at the events that we have, Driven Bootcamp is for business. Driven event is everything. That's a bigger, like a 3-day event. And we have mindset, motivation, and business. Driven Business Bootcamp is strictly business, which means that there's 4 key things that I focus on that have worked for every business that I started: mortgage, real estate, driven enterprises, the escrow company, the real estate investing, all of that stuff. There's 4 things that you need to focus on. The number one is you have to know how to market. If you don't market, then nobody's going to know about your business. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest or you have the best idea. If you don't market, nobody's going to pay attention to you. It doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter if you're the best. Number 2, you need sales. And if you're not good at sales, you need to practice. You need to get better at sales. Sales are something that you could learn. Selling is a skill. It's not an ability. You could get better at sales. If I was the worst salesperson, like I was so insecure and shy, and I was bad with girls. And I went from being bad with girls to getting 1,000 girls. And that's a skill you learn. You get better. Ability is different. Some people just have a natural ability, like Jordan, where he jumps from the free throw line. No matter how hard I train, like I don't think I'll be able to jump from the free throw line and dunk it, because I just don't have those genes. But a skill you could learn.
You tried.
Sales. So you could get better with your sales, and maybe you won't be the best, but as long as you get better and better and better, you market and then you sell. And then also, once you start hiring people, you got to learn how to train them. You got to have a training system for all your people. And then 4th is systems. Once you get a real business, now you have to create systems so that your business runs on the systems without you. Because if your business needs you a lot, the value of your business is nothing. Because you leave, your business is worth nothing. But when your business runs on systems and it doesn't need you, then your company goes up in value. That's when somebody, an investor, is going to come to you and offer you a nice check. Hey, how about $10 billion? How about, who knows? So that's what you want to build when you're building a business. You have to learn all those things and make sure that it's running without you. But
one last thing to add to what Albert just said. It's also very important to pay attention to the types of events you're going. Because if you're going to like a $100, $50 free event, there could be a handful of people that are gonna do something, but the reality is, unfortunately, when things are free, people don't really value them, you know. And who is on stage, who's giving you advice? Because the worst thing that you can do is get advice from the wrong people.
Oh, yeah.
People that aren't proven, if that makes any sense. People that are not proven, and it's like, well, who is that person? You know, even all of our driven events, like we had badass people. Even our first event, like
we're very selective on the people we
very
we
selective
bring in.
of who we let on stage and all that good stuff, because it's like it has to be somebody that's really going to give right value and right information. Anybody can say, I'm going to teach you how to do X, Y, and Z, but wait, you haven't done it. And like, wait, you're getting ahead of yourself. And wait, you're nowhere near where you need to be for me to even consider listening to you. That's a big one. You know, we made, you know, a few mistakes in the past listening to the wrong people. So always remember that. Not all information is good. Not all information is good.
Obviously, the more, you know, a little more money it is, obviously it's a little more of an investment. So
Exactly.
higher caliber people go and stuff. So good point. But just to finish up, I did just enroll into your Driven Academy about 2 weeks ago. So
Awesome.
I am going through it.
Awesome,
Thank
brother.
you.
Well, you got everything there. We had a plane flying over, so I understood most of it. But I mean, it looks like you're on the right track. Remember, like now, for example, like I don't read a book a week. That's bad for me, because now you know when you're in level 1, you kind of have to learn everything you can, even the bad stuff. It's gonna make you better. You're gonna learn from the bad stuff. You're gonna make a mistake, and then you're gonna fucking learn. But now, like, I'm not saying that I'm perfect, nowhere near perfect, but now I'm level, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, whatever level I am. So now I can do the level 1 learning. Now I'm learning about taxes, because now, you know, the company's generating so much in revenue that I have to learn taxes, master that. Why do you buy a private jet? Is it 100%, can you 100% expense the total cost of the plane that same year, even if you buy it December 30th? What do you need to do? Fly it for how many hours? Like, you got to learn those things. Credit. How do you get, how much money do you need to get a $4 million line of credit, a $50 million line of credit? How do you get to $1 billion line of credit? So that's very important for my business, because by the end of this year, we're going to become a lender. We're going to be a bank.
Yeah.
So we have to have what, 50 million in the bank, 100 million in the bank to get $1 billion credit line. Like how much? So that's important to learn. So that's what I'm studying now. Also different states that we need to know about, because we're gonna go national. Why am I moving to Florida by the end of the year? Like there's so many things that I'm studying now. So those are the things that I'm focused on. But then once I learn that, then you got to learn billionaire stuff. So there's always like a level of learning. So
it's crazy.
So when you're getting started, obviously go read Rich Dad Poor Dad and figure out who do you want to be. But there's levels, you know, and it looks like you're on the right track. So keep doing what you're doing, keep learning, keep investing in the right people.
Great. Hey, thank you guys once again. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, brother. You're welcome.
Bye.
Do we have time for one more question? All right. So if somebody wants to ask one last question.
Maybe Alpha can say something about being around type people like that. Alpha,
why don't you share your experience with hanging out with, because you were hanging out with us in Fort Lauderdale and with all these billionaires. How was that experience being around all these people?
Oh my goodness, man. Listen, people who are billionaires party on a different level, man. I didn't know that exists. I didn't know that exists, man. Yeah, there's a lot of people who, I mean, dude, that's life. That's what you want. You want a piece of that. You want to taste that. That's why, like, dude, like I went, so Sofia's party was like 3 days. I went for 1 day and I came back and I was like on a high. I couldn't get off of it. I was like, dude, I want to get to that level so fast that I was like working 24 hours.
Wait, is your baby born? Is your baby born?
No, not yet. Actually, she's contracting right there in the living room. Maybe tonight. But
bro, you could have came to Puerto Rico.
Like, I had a very great conversation with Rob Luna.
Yeah.
And those are the people you need to surround yourself with. You know, I had an amazing conversation with you. I had I didn't have a conversation with Marcus, but dude, just standing next to the dude he flew power to me.
Yeah.
I just want to have that certainty, that confidence to operate on the same level. So it's those signs of success that hype you up, and those are the environments that I would love to be around, like all the time, not just once a year, because I just get back and I need to do more. Like I need to figure it out. You know, a lot of people look at me and say, "Oh, Mo, like you figured it out already?" No, dude, this is just like 2%. If Albert is talking about going nationwide and wants to be a lender by the end of the year, dude, like what the fuck am I doing? I need to step up my game. If I don't step up my game, then I can't hang in the billionaire club. I can't hang in the multimillionaire club.
That's right. That's right.
So being around you guys like really inspired me. That trip that you went to Puerto Rico. I wish I could have been there, but I know there's more to come. You know, my wife's having a baby in a minute now, so. But a lot of inspiration. You know, my wife was like, I wish I was not. You know, I was able. Like I was not that far into her pregnancy, and she was able to go with me and like enjoy it, be around you guys. It's just inspiring, man. Inspiring.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. I'm really proud of you. You know that I tell you all the time, and you're on your way. This is just the beginning for both you and us. So keep doing it. Take care of your wife. And congrats on your fifth, right?
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. When you have kids, things get a little more complicated because guess what? If you can't afford a nanny, so don't say I'm negative. It's not that I'm negative. I'm letting her know. Like you have to have that mindset. Like fuck it, I'm gonna do it no matter what. I'm gonna do it no matter what.
You gotta think strategy. When
people don't think like that.
Yeah, but so you gotta be around the right people. So you learn
Agreed,
that.
But
strategy. Like he did his strategy, and he said, okay, we have all these kids. My wife is gonna be in charge of them, and I'm gonna be in charge and focused 99%
1,000%
on my business, and then the 1% that I have, I'm gonna be with my kids. But he strategized, and he was like, okay, well, how do I do it? Okay, what am I solving for? And then he figured it out. But if you don't put yourself in that much pressure, you don't figure it out. Do you think he was happy if sleeping on the floor?
No.
Then he created strategy.
I agree. I completely agree.
Create strategy.
But it's not being negative. Like I'm the furthest from negative
take
ever.
it easy because I'm gonna have a kid. Like I'm gonna have a kid.
You don't take it easy.
Take it hard.
You don't take it easy. So Alpha, I mean, you don't take care of the kids, right?
When I have in the morning, I do what I made her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You did. Morning. She said my daddy's my chef.
She calls me daddy chef.
Yeah, she does. So I'm like, why, baby? She's like, oh, because he made me a delicious peanut butter and jelly
and then every morning I close her because I'm good in sales. I close her on why I have to go to work. I make her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I fed the dog, Chip, and I do my whole morning thing, and I still do my self-improvement and my finances, and I get to the office, work out. I'm there for the morning part, come back, do my second workout, go back, and I went to the doctor with you today, too.
Yes, and that's why I always say, like, look, if you can't meal prep, you can't keep your house clean, you can't, and you're like, you don't have kids, then you have a hard reality waiting for you, because at the end of the day, you have to do whatever it takes, whatever that is. You know, you don't have time to watch, to read an audiobook, to listen to an audiobook, to make it even easier. Well, you need to make time, because if you want to build that dream life that everybody wants, right? You need to get it together. Like I said, you get up, you work out, because it's important to be fit. Alpha looks great. He lost a ton of weight. And guess what? That takes work. It takes work. And that's what I'm saying. When people are like, oh, well, we have our kids and we don't go anywhere. I'm like, no, you're selling yourself short, you know, and you're going to get the life you work for, period.
But also, like, when you're fit and you work out like that, you get more energy and you move faster.
I
noticed like Alpha now, like he saves he probably saves like an hour a day now because he speeds to the car, then he drives faster.
I run everywhere I go.
So
literally.
Like speed is really important. That's speed. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be flying private like in the next couple of months.
Or maybe we'll go somewhere together. We'll get a big enough jet. Hey, for all your babies and all my babies.
So guys, remember, it's really important to these trips. When we go on to dinners, and we were in Puerto Rico, went to dinners. We were going to dinners with couples, power couples.
Yeah.
So like I was learning, like I had this guy Alex. I was learning credit because he knows credit. So I told you guys that's my next move, credit. So I'm there like I'm learning credit from him. He's learning stuff from me, but I'm learning credit from him. I'm like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Hey, what about this? And like everybody, like Gilbert, another of our friends, I'm like asking him like, hey, so how do you do Truro? What's about these cars? How do you rent them? What about the boats? How much can you rent those? What houses? Da, 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 da. And that's what Bobby does. Like I learned from Bobby. Bobby's always like asking people and squeezing information from people. So I want to learn all those little tools.
Yeah.
So you got to be around good people. If you're gonna go on a date, like if Steph is gonna go on a date with Freddie, what a waste of time. What a waste of time. Do it like once a week, but start going on dates with other people that are gonna push you, other people that you're gonna learn things from. Don't go on dates with cousins and friends and old friends. Go to try to go on dates with powerful people. Like you guys never ask us like, hey, let's go on a power couple date. So that's where I'm going. If you're watching this, do not go to dates with your wife or your husband. Plan a date with another power couple that you're going to learn something from. Stop going to dates with family and friends, old friends. No, go to dates with
I mean, once
Rob,
in a
Luna,
while is
Sabina,
okay.
Roman, and
well, you
Brad
make better
Lee
friends as you get better.
Babe, stop.
Sorry, es que
Like,
hablas
be
mucho.
negative.
Hablas
Like, stop
mucho.
being negative. You stop going to dates, dinner dates with your friends.
Because we don't have any more time. We don't have extra time.
You do
Our
have-
minutes are calculated every single day.
You did have time to go there and hang out with Sophia and Bobby.
But
and,
that's
and,
different.
And Patrick.
That's
Why is it
different.
Okay, there you go. That's
Because
what
you
I'm
make
explaining.
better friends that are smarter than you that help you level up.
There you go.
That's it.
Thank you. So she just accepted
But
what I said.
if okay, well, yeah. I mean, I guess.
You don't want to go to, dumb couples dates.
Agreed.
Yeah, they make you dumber. You
I
hang around
agree.
dumb people, they make you dumb.
I agree.
You hang around with broke people, they make you broke.
I agree. I
So,
agree.
one quick thing, since this is business, to end it, is make sure everybody that you try to hire or intend to hire, or when you start or if you have a business already, do the DISC test.
Oh, yeah.
Because a business relies a lot. There's a difference. There's the supporting team, the supporting staff, and then there's the salespeople. So you have processing, underwriting. There's different types of departments. So if you do the DISC test and somebody is going to be a high D&I, they're salespeople. Those are not people that you're going to have as a supporting cast or team. You have somebody that's high S and C, and they want to they want to do sales. Don't even give them that opportunity. They're never going to be salespeople. Never. They're going to suck. You already have your answer there. So if they're high S and C and low D&I, you go to underwriting. Go to processing. Do something else. Like be a team player. But you're not going to be the Michael Jordan or the Kobe Bryant. Those people that are going to be like dominant, selling. So very important. Before I learned that information, we would just interview people and we'd be like, oh, this person's cool.
They're
let me make him a sales guy. And we were just wasting time because we were setting them up to fail. Some people just don't have the personality to do sales. Some people do. So that'll help you. And it's not going to be 100% correct, but it's going to at least increase your selection for the position it's probably going to be 90% accurate. Mm-hmm. So make sure you do those things for your business, for your first hire, and it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of mistakes. So thank you guys. I don't know if you want to say anything to close it out, Syl. And we're going to be back tomorrow in Spanish for all our Latino community.
I just want to say that there's really no right formula. Just be the best that you can be, improve, get better, pay attention to who you're with. And just remember that all that matters is that you have the courage and the commitment to make a possibility into an actual reality. Like that is so key because it can't be perfect. You have to pivot and be able to read people, because a lot of people just want to use you for their own bullshit. So have people that have your back, I have his back, he has my back, our friends have our back, and we build great relationships. And the ones that are not good, they don't want to support us. I'm like, bye. You can leave the company. You could do whatever you need to do. I'm not going to sit here and help people that are ungrateful because there's a lot of them. So the easier you identify them, the better, dude. It's just the best thing for both parties.
And from my experience, guys, like I want to give this warning to especially alpha. Some of you guys that are doing very well now. You've been tripling every year, and you've been growing, and now you're generating a lot of wealth. You got to start watching out for people that want to use you and take advantage of you. They just want to suck information from you and take pictures with you, borrow your cars, and use you to connect with other people. So you got to start watching for those people and kind of reading people. Is this a good person? Maybe not. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should stay away from them. So, like for example, like alpha, people go up to you. Hey, make sure you ask. Like if they're saying, I know Albert or all this. Hey, Albert, is it true? What do you think? Because a lot of people now, to all my friends, they go to Rob, they go to Brad, they go to people like that, and they're using me to get to them, and just
with no credibility.
So I tell my friends, my close friends, hey, you know what? When people start telling you that Albert said this or da, just ask me first, and I'll give you the real feedback.
Yeah, for sure.
But just start watching for those takers, okay? Because that's not the formula to win. The formula to win is to give. Just give value, give to people, and you're gonna get it back. But when you spot a taker, that's not a good sign. Like when Alpha came, I remember he was so giving. He never asked me for anything. He was just like, and he was actually shy to talk to me. And then he started saying like, well, I want to invest in Albert. I want to. So he was, and then he spoke to Steph, but the way he approached the everything was, how can I give him value? How can I help him? What can I do? And just watch out for those people, guys. Especially when you're at like you, Alpha. I want you to stay paranoid about people just trying to take advantage of you and your time.
Cool. Bye, guys. See you next week.
See you next week. We're back. Next week, we're going to be more healthy with the skin.
Yeah, we got so burned.
And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you comment below. What do you want us to talk about next week?
How dark I am?
Any questions or anything that we missed? If we missed your question, comment below, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.